VOO versus VT. Which ETF is better? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we do that, if you're new here and you never see my channel, my name's Elliot and I upload videos about investing, the stock market, and I do updates on my own portfolio, which is on the Robinhood app. So if that's something you enjoy, give this video a like and please consider subscribing. I upload videos just like this every 2 weeks. So my phone should be coming up right about now. And first up is VOO. VOO is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It offers investors exposure to the 500 largest U.S. companies, mirroring the performance of the S&P 500 index. VT is the Vanguard Total World ETF. VT tracks the performance of the FTSE Global All Cap Index. The index covers both well-established markets and still developing markets. Overall, the index typically holds about 60% of the U.S. stock market and about 40% in international stocks. And looking down at my phone, you can see that VOO was launched on 9/7/2010. VT was launched on 6/24/2008. Next up is expense ratio. VOO has an expense ratio of 0.03%, VT 0.07%. And just remember, expense ratios, you always want to keep those as low as you can. Next up is the price return chart, and this is the year-to-date chart. VOO is up 12.36%, VT 8.87%. The 1 year chart, VOO is up 25.20%, VT is up 18.27%. 3 year chart, VOO is up 26.44%, VT 7.77%. 5 year chart, VOO is up 85.80%, VT 51.67%. Next up is dividends. First up is dividend yield, VOO 1.31%, VT 2.03%. 4 year average yield, VOO 1.50%, VT 1.99%. Dividend rate, VOO $6.41, VT $2.28. Dividend growth for 3 years, VOO 5.98%, VT 13.26%. Dividend growth for 5 years, VOO 4.65%, VT 6.25%. Years of dividend growth, VOO has 3 years, VT has 1 year. And both of these ETFs pay their dividend quarterly. Next up is performance, and we're just going to jump down to the year-to-date chart. So VOO year-to-date is up 12.36%, VT 8.87%. 1 year performance, VOO 25.20%, VT 18.27%. 3 year price performance, VOO 26.44%, VT 7.77%. 5 year price performance, VOO 85.80%, VT 51.67%. And last is the 10 year price performance, VOO 174.11%, and VT 79.65%. Concentration and risk. Number of holdings, VOO has 507 holdings, VT has 9,898 holdings, which, keep in mind, it does make sense that VT would be more diversified, being that it invests in the US markets and international markets. Assets in the top 10, VOO 32.46%, VT 17.23%. Turnover, VOO 2%, VT 4%. So a few differences between these two ETFs would be VOO aims to track the 500 largest U.S. companies, mirroring the S&P 500 index. VT is a broader ETF that also invests in the international stock market. Another difference would be their expense ratios. VOO has an expense ratio of 0.03% compared to VT's expense ratio of 0.07%. And lastly, VT is more diversified, being that it holds US and international stocks. So, which ETF is better? My winner is VOO, being it has a lower expense ratio of 0.03% compared to VT's 0.07%. I'm a big fan of keeping expense ratios as low as possible. VOO also has a clear advantage in annual returns as well. So if you found this video helpful, please take the time to give it a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what's your thoughts on these two ETFs. And do you hold either one of them? And we'll see you next time.